I just heard that song.
What up, though? What it is, what it ain't. Welcome y'all to the First Amendment Podcast. We got
Andre, Napoleon, Sanders.
and y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy. I'm so nice you gotta say it twice. I'm K 2 times. And today we got a special guest. We got Mr. Don Snipes with us. Don, you care elaborate who you are, what you do, everything like that?
Okay. What's up, everybody? Again, my name is Don Snipes. I'm an actor. I direct. I write. Overall, I call myself a creative. I don't get all into the, schematics or all that specific stuff, but this is my passion. I enjoy doing it. I mentor. Work for myself.
Closer to me.
Yeah, a little bit all of that.
Okay. Now, so what type of businesses you got going on with yourself? Like, you own anything specifically, or you starting something up?
Specifically, I have a construction background.
Okay.
So I've been in construction, man, for some years, probably since the early 2000s for sure. I ended up going to a commercial carpentry school, got a journeyman's card in it. When our economy got bad, I ended up going and getting a residential builder's license, just kind of keep them credentials going. And I was in the union for at least 10 plus years before I decided to just do my own thing, to free up some time, free up some space, and just pursue some other, endeavors.
What made you want to do that though? Like, what made you be like, all right, make the conscious decision to say I'm gonna give up this security and take a leap of faith and do what it is?
Oh, so just being completely honest, I was forced.
You was forced.
I was forced, and believe it or not, that was a blessing. You know, one thing that they tell you when you go into school to do whatever you want to do in life, pursue a career, and you name it. A lot of people don't talk about the economic impact that your career has on the economy. All right, so example, when I got into construction. One, it wasn't a lot of blacks that were going through the school at the time. Like, I might have been the only black person in my class.
Right.
To be honest with you. And when I grew up, a lot of cats was like, yo, you can't get in that school. They checking credit, they doing this. And when I was in school, yeah, you learning a skilled trade. It's cool. It was a 4-year program. But when you get out, they don't tell you everything. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. I'm working for the union. You finish a job, and let's say, I'll just name some projects I've been on. I worked on Ford Field. I worked on Comerica Park. I did the Bowl YMCA downtown. Some pretty big projects. But when that job is finished,
You don't got a job?
You going home. You get what I'm saying? Right. So I say all that to say that when our economy got slow, a lot of guys started getting laid off and losing everything. And the one thing that no one ever taught me while I was in school was when our economy goes bad, the construction industry is the first and hardest hit because realistically speaking, who's building when there's no money circulating?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I'm at home for about 2-3 years, depressed, manhood going through it and everything because I'm making good money. You know what I'm saying? I went from making $9 an hour in a 4-year period to making $33 an hour.
Right.
It's pretty decent, and I can still work for myself. So it was an experience. But again, I'm glad that it happened because it gave me the courage to really step out and want to do some other things.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'm about to fix your mic because I don't think I can hear you real quick.
All?
Yeah,
I think it might just be you.
Yeah,
man.
I can hear him.
Well, it's not as loud because it ain't up.
I know usually for these omnidirectional mics.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, my bad. All right.
Boom.
Yeah, then talk like right into it like that.
All right. How about that? You like that?
That's better.
All right. For your listening ears, you like that?
See, you hear the difference?
Nah, he sounds. I don't know if it might be your headphones. He sound.
Nah, he sound. That was a lot louder.
Okay.
All right, but anyway.
What it sound like in your headphones, Don?
Sound great.
Yeah.
Not that I'm listening to myself, but it sounds good.
It sound good.
All right, so you seen that new Black Panther movie that just came out?
I haven't seen it.
You ain't seen it? Oh man, stay woke, Mr. Don.
So, listen, I was actually, what's that? Last night actually.
Yeah.
I was filming at the Imagine Theater in Southfield because I'm doing an indie project right now with a cat out of Detroit, Darren Brown, and I play the lead male. So while everyone was coming in the theater for the to come see the movie, the movie theater let us film inside the lobby.
Oh, for
So
real?
like I'm in the middle of trying to film and cats coming through. Yo, what up, Dom? But I have not seen it. But I will.
Okay.
You
All
will?
right, you will.
Okay.
I will. And I've read so much about the movie just in terms of something that really piqued my interest was the costumes. You know what I'm saying? And the history behind where they came up with the designs for the costumes. I mean, they literally went to a lot of different African tribes, everything from the
Necklaces.
the necklaces to the colors,
Right.
from the various tribes. So that was real interesting to me.
You can tell too though, cause like just watching the movie, man, it made me feel away for sure.
Yeah.
Just like just having that Afrocentric type of,
Right.
yeah, that like I appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, don't spoil it for me.
No, I mean we actually we had a whole little spill on it, but
Yeah.
cause you ain't see it,
No, we can still talk. We can still touch on that. I mean, like you saw it. You think how'd you feel about the movie overall? Like, as far as just overall, you had to rate it.
I mean, y'all know me, man. I'm just pro black everything, so
Uh.
of course it's a must go see.
Yeah.
It's one of the black films that wasn't degrading black people,
Right.
or just making it about slavery and stuff like that. That
It was empowering.
It was a positive type
Yeah.
of vibe. So I think everybody should go see it. Black, white, orange.
Yeah.
Everybody go rock with it. Get them your money. Let's make this. They need all the Oscars, Grammys, everything that you can be nominated for. They need it all.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like the people that just all went out to they dress up, had their dashikis on and whatnot.
Man, this is me.
dressing up.
Period. Though
Yeah, but it's just, but the thing about it, is like so many people supported that movie, and it just made me question like, what would it take for more black people to support black businesses, and like you ever think about that, like, because I mean this movie damn near is breaking so many records as far
for
as
sure.
what you call it,
Oh,
sales
that's-
and whatnot.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
Easy answer for that.
Well, all right, what's your answer?
Self-love.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna explain to you why that's like so extremely important. When I was in high school, I had a track coach, and this dude actually meant the world to me, man. I actually regret not being able to go talk to him before he passed away. He had a stroke, and just tell him thank you, because obviously a lot of teachers, man, they do their thing, coaches, and they don't never, really feel truly appreciated, if you know what I mean. And this dude, man, dropped some gems on me that I still carry with me to this day. But anyway, Coach Ballard, shout out to Coach Ballard, man, his whole family. He was the track coach at Cooley. But nevertheless, it's like a looking glass. Let me explain it this way. He said to me once, he said, when you're home and you go to a business and you see bulletproof glass, he said, how does that make you feel? So I'm like, it make me feel like I'm in some place that's dangerous. He like, it's meant to make you feel that way. He said, when you go up to the suburbs, you don't feel that same way. He said, you can walk into KFC and actually hand the people your money, all right? Same with gates, all right, and fences. He said, a gate that they put around a prison is not supposed to look the same as a gate that they put around an educational institution. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what does that have to do with anything? It's our mind perception. So a lot of us perceive each other in a negative way. A lot of black people, we lack trust for one another. You'll hear people say, "Hey, man, I bought this used car, I got a good deal." You like, "Yeah, it look clean." You know what I'm saying? "Yeah, I got it from this old white guy." So what that mean? He cleaner than us? You understand what I'm saying? We have this perception that's just embedded in our head, and there's so many negative things that come with our own people that sometimes it is hard for us to support one another. And on the flip side, because we don't really have a lot of self-love, it's hard for us to take constructive criticism. Somebody once told me, as long as you know where you stand, no one could ever offend you. So if that means if you own a restaurant and I come in and I'm like, I'll give you a great example. They just opened up a new restaurant on Grand River called River Bistro, okay, black-owned joint. I go in there and I'm like, yo, you know, I came in one day, and you gave me this size portion. I come back another time, it's a different size portion. I love the food. I want to keep supporting, but blah, 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 blah. I give them my little, critiques. And this was one of the first times that they were actually receptive to me saying something. A lot of times we try to give each other some suggestions, in our business and supporting one another. People get mad. They won't listen. They'll say you hating, all kind of stuff. And I compare that to when I used to work for a guy named Matt Prentice. In his prime, he probably owned 16 restaurants in Michigan when I was in high school. He pretty much had a philosophy like, yo, you come into one of his restaurants and you ask for something. If it was on the menu and somebody can make it up, then he was like, yo, I want you to make my people happy. We don't always do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Customers.
Yeah, we bring a lot of personal issues to work. We put a lot of feelings into stuff.
So do you think that's why the black, like, we don't support each other because it's a lot of negativity in a way? Like,
yeah, it start with self. It always start with self.
So what's some of the ways you seen black people like not support?
Me?
Yeah.
Me, so really, I'm gonna say hating. Like, people hate, but on a bigger aspect, it's like, for instance, I went to a black college. Shout out to BC Benedict College, South Carolina. You did. What happened? So it was very it didn't flow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they were so unorganized, bro. Like, on freshman orientation, we was in the gym, and that's damn near how I met everybody. We in the gym for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Bro,
orientation?
It's a D2 school. Probably no more than 2,000 kids go to this school. Why in the hell is we in this gym for 5 hours? You know what I'm saying? But they didn't plan the day, all this stuff. So I'm saying that to say that black people usually be like, oh, they ain't organized, they don't got it together. I'd rather go to the regular university and, freshman orientation, you meet with your counselors, you meet with these people, you on about your day, they give you ID, you up. You know what I'm saying? So, but to tie it in with everything, it's just we don't have all our I's dotted and our T's crossed. So people be like, I'd rather go shop elsewhere because we ain't got it together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I want to say this too, just because I don't want to. This is a real touchy subject, but I will say this: we're starting to see a lot more black people and black businesses support one another.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, I believe it starts with self. If you are a person that, you know what I'm saying, you value integrity, you value, bettering yourself, and you just worry about that, it will transfer over into your business endeavors, your personal relationship, and everything else. And so for everybody out there that is doing it, definitely keep going, because again, in order for us to come together collectively, we first as individuals have to make sure that we defined what are some things that are ethical, what are some things that, would make you a person of integrity. What do you hold as a high moral standard? And when we do that first, then we can move on into everything else.
Yeah. One thing that even made me want to because this podcast is tailored towards black people, but at first I was even trying to stray away from it, include everybody, because I look at it from a sense of a business sense, because I always saw because a lot of my black friends that would want either my clothes or I had a clothing line, I had a personal train. All my black friends be like, oh, can I get that discount? Can I, oh, we cool. Let me get that Harrison discount. We went to school together. I'm like, duh. It's just stuff like that. So I'm looking at it all right, so the best way to make money is to include everybody. So, but then I'm like, all right, let me take a chance. If I support other black people, I feel like they would support me as well. So I guess I kind of switched it and just hoping,
My thing on that though is that if you tailor to the people, if you tailor to you, then you know what I'm saying. Like, for instance, if you eat healthy, your body will take care of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying. So if you tailor that to the black people, we are the people. We are the culture. We are the wave. We are everything. You know what I'm saying? So if we doing one thing, the world is gonna follow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm straight for the black people, regardless of right, wrong. That's me. You know what I'm saying? So if we doing this for the people and the people support, white, black, Chinese, everybody gonna support because this is what y'all doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like rap wasn't music. You know what I'm saying? They like turn that shit off. We don't hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That wasn't accepted. That wasn't the way they was going.
Right.
But
And now it's the
because
number one genre.
black people made it what it is, that's why it's the number one genre because we did that. You know what I'm saying?
that.
So now you got. I was in Dallas the other day. He like, yes, it's something called Korean rap. You know what I'm saying? That's dope that it reached over there. You know what I'm saying? That's real sweet. But we started that. We did that. The way of the world, we did that. You know what I'm saying? So, and the masses gonna follow. That's just.
Yeah, they actually
what
I just seen they ban like all rap music in like China or something like that. Yeah,
they're trying to.
Yeah,
that just made headlines. They're definitely trying to.
Yeah, that's good. But I mean, that even goes into what you were talking about earlier about whitewashing.
Oh, whitewashing history. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to. I was supposed to talk about it on the previous podcast, but it made headlines that. Excuse me. They put out an Nefertiti 3D like replica, and it was a white woman. And that it didn't sit well with me because I know the truth. You know what I'm saying? I know geology. I know, not geography. My fault. And you know, Egypt is in Africa. You know what I'm saying? These people didn't have cars. They didn't have none of that. They walk in destinations that's literally 3 days journey. You know, they had some type of melanin in them. You know what I'm saying? But if we as a people don't teach that knowledge to our kids and our kids' kids, they gonna believe what's in the textbooks, and that's gonna be all white people. So what I didn't feel like comfortable with is that like in 50 to 60 years, that white woman that they portrayed is what's gonna be the truth. You know what I'm saying? And
because image is perception.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And reality is really all the illusions that we all came together and put forth this illusion. So that's reality now. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this too. Interesting story, and when you guys get the opportunity, definitely research this. But there was a conference that was held in the state of Texas. I can't recall what city, but nevertheless. Talk about whitewashing. They were actually changing the word slave to African workers in some of the history books.
Really? Yeah.
All right, blew my mind.
Yeah.
And here's my deal. For that generation coming up under me, you know, no, we need to know that.
That it was slave.
Right?
Yeah.
And
this is in America?
Bro, yes. This is what I wanted to talk about.
And I just say that to say this. Why are all these things important? Here's the deal. You know, one, we can learn from history. You know, two, history allows us to expand our mind in ways, just in terms of just, you know, they kind of foreshadow a lot of stuff or what's to come. You know what I'm saying? I give you a great example when Trump got in there. There's so many things, man, that just smell like old bad history. You know what I'm saying? That cats they didn't want to see at first, and that's simply because they're ignorant. They're ignorant to what the history actually is. I'm not saying ignorant in a stupid way, but just ignorant, not knowing. They do not know what went on prior to. Right. And so I say all that to say that it's so important, man, that we do study our history.
Facts.
And we know it so that as we move forward, again, has somebody told me, like, yo, it's a lot of racism in the construction industry, you know, that might have hindered me from you know, getting involved with it when I first got involved. But I will tell you this much. I learned so much from being around those individuals, whether they be racist or not. I had a goal in mind. It was, once I learn this, they can never take these skills away from me.
Period.
All right? So I had to go in with a game plan. But hear me when I say there's just a lot of young cats, they can't handle that. You understand what I'm saying? It takes a certain amount of mental toughness to be able to have, you know, you walk into work and somebody, you know, call you kid, hey, get your ass over here and all that other stuff. I ignored it. You understand what I'm saying? But now, when I got to the point where I got what I needed, it was, I'm the fuck up out of here. You understand what I'm saying? And you're not about to take this knowledge from me because I know it. And so I say all that to say that history is extremely important, but definitely do your fact checks. Like,
but
man,
and that's not even, I ain't gonna say it's not important these days, but it's just it's not like I care that much to do the fact check. You know what I'm saying? Not saying but I'm saying, like, you know, coming up in school,
definitely.
like they mindset is not there. You know what I'm saying? It's like even what you said about the slaves, the black slaves, it was the Trail of Tears with the Native Americans. That they painted a perfect picture that, well, this happened, we colonized America, so they moved to the West. You know what I'm saying? That's not what happened. You know what I'm saying? There was a whole Indian Removal Act. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole law that we got to get y'all up out of here. And in the process of doing that, y'all can't speak y'all languages. Y'all can't go to school. Y'all can't have no property here.
Definitely.
Y'all can't know who y'all are. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
It's like, why? Like, why is that so important? I feel like it's crazy that no other race is told to forget who they are, forget their history, forget, you know what I'm saying?
Something, too, that's real important, and you guys, this will just piggyback off of, you know, the inception of this conversation with Black Panther. While I was in the movie theater the other day, I saw so many black women wearing their natural hair. Shout out to all the black women that were wearing their hair natural. And I'm gonna tell you what one of my homeboys said. Now, I travel a lot. I've yet to go to DC, but my homeboy like Snipes. You come out to DC, all the women wearing their hair natural. They love it. Now, obviously, it's a lot of different cultures out there in DC. But I will say this: so many of our black women. I always tell people, like, yo, hair is political. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is. And I feel as, you know, they always talk about, yo, you know, the black hair care market is just booming. Yeah, it's booming. Not because of we accept it, but because we've been, like, it's been embedded in our head to believe that if our hair don't look like their hair,
period,
then it's not acceptable.
And we assimilate.
You understand what I'm saying? So now you got all these women saying, yo, you know, this is what I define as beautiful, trying to look like somebody else, and we got to spend all this money on these chemicals and all these products.
There's damage in our hair.
Not only damaging our hair, our brain and everything else.
Facts. It all trickle down.
That be acting crazy.
It trickle down. Facts.
They probably don't even realize it's because of all that bullshit you putting in your head.
Right. Yeah.
Facts.
They be doing the most with that for real. Like getting blonde and pink hair and all that.
I mean, I don't know about the colors though, but I love just a natural coconut oil smelling, you know what I'm saying? Just a woman that just smells so earth tone, and you know what I'm saying? I just love that, bro. That just do something to my, you feel me? I love women that just be on that.
Shout out to the chicks that got the earth tone smell. I don't know what it smell like, but it sound good.
Like heaven, you know what I'm saying? But it smell like that Wakanda.
Okay. Don't spoil it, bro. Don't spoil it.
No, I'm talking junk though. But yeah, man, shout out to that though, because for so long I actually get in debates a lot about, I took the liberty, you know what I'm saying, to dread my hair. And people be like, yo, you should cut it. You know, you going on job interviews, and that junk really irritate me to like just my innermost being, bro. Like, don't tell me to not be who I am. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
like,
I suffer from it every day just being an actor. Just about every audition I go to, the very first question or before I leave the room is, are you willing to shave? And here's my deal. Why you always asking me that? It's because of the people that's making those decisions. The people that's giving away them dollars for that particular ad, which is a lot of white men. They don't really particularly care for black men with beards. To them, we looking thuggish. You understand what I'm saying? I just came back from a conference of TV producers in January. I was there for a week down in South Beach. And when we came back home, my partner said, yo, like, have you noticed, man, this our third year going down. He said, we the only guys with beards, like all the rest of the guys down there, including the Hispanics. They clean shaven.
Nope.
You get what I'm saying? And when they see us with this, it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? They get apprehensive and all the other shit. But I say all that simply to say that when I go audition like this, I rock my beard. And you know, if something come up and I get the opportunity to do something, it's gonna put a check in my pocket and all that other kind of stuff, I'll tell them, yeah, I'll shave. But until then, I'm gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what makes me happy, and I'll leave it at that.
I feel
but I think it's crazy that your natural, who you are, who God made you to be, is not accepted. You know what I'm saying? Because He made you to have a beard. He made you. Even my skin color. You know what I'm saying? Look, here's a quick question for you, right? I want you to name 5 light-skinned black male actors. Go. Michael Ealy.
Does T.I. him?
The Chris Brown, he played it, you know what I'm saying?
He not an actor, he's an entertainer.
All right,
we actors. Michael Ealy.
We got Dog from, who he played in, what's that show called on HBO? And they sold dope. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Talking about The Wire?
Yeah, The Wire. The young boy, Mike. His name was Mike or something.
We'll just say Mike. Mike
All right,
from
all
White.
right,
All right.
he light skin.
Okay.
The Wayans brothers, they kind of light skin.
Yeah. You ready? I want you to look at me.
All right.
Me and Lighter.
All right, what's his name? Arnaz from 101. He light skin.
That counts, yeah.
Okay, that count.
Yeah,
He not a
yeah.
major. I was alluding
Oh, you
to
said
a
major.
Yeah.
Listen,
Oh, right. I don't really know actors' names like that though. But that's all I got.
just
though.
give us some.
All I got is three.
You give me some.
That one dude that was
No, listen. Hold on one second. I gotta cut y'all off. Listen to me, right?
You talking about it ain't there?
Listen.
it ain't.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Do you hear the hemming and fucking
Yeah,
hawing?
yeah, you right.
You ready? Now let's name the dark complected ones. Tay
Hart,
Diggs,
Denzel.
Denzel, Samuel L. Jackson, Morgan Freeman, Morris Chestnut.
Okay.
Listen to me, right? I can name about 50 of them, and I'm gonna tell you this.
'Cause they shave?
Chadwick.
Is it because they
Okay?
shave?
Listen. No, I ain't even talking about that. I'm simply saying to you that in Hollywood for so many years, the dark complected black males have been what they wanted to present to us. Outside of Omari Hardwick now with Power, which again stars and just started booming because of that. Outside of him, and Terrence Howard.
Like
all right, listen to me.
Oh, yeah.
When somebody asks you that question, you really gotta think about it. You like.
All right, so
I
but you
forgot about
saying
Terrence
this? So
I'm
you,
saying this to you to simply say that for so long, a lot of our and again, I'm just speaking from what I do. I love acting, I love directing, so I'm speaking from the creativity that I put out and the type of people that I'm around. For so long, we have seen these images of black males, but it's been a controlled image. When you see the light-skinned guys in the movies, he the player, he the one cheating on the chick, he the pretty boy, he's soft, he weak, he might get his ass whooped. These are images that you have seen of light-complected black males. All right, now you got about 2 brown-skinned ones that's major, and that's Will Smith and Cuba Gooding Jr. Listen to me. But I'm saying this, outside of that, and if you ask women, the first person they gonna name is Shamar Moore, but he always been a TV actor, all right? But again, still actor nonetheless. I say all that to simply say that with this Black Panther movie that's out and everything else, to me, you know what I'm saying, I am coming into the game like, why wait for other people to tell our story?
Facts.
We need to tell our own story.
I'm on the side
Whether
too.
they give budget money or not, fuck them. You understand what I'm saying? I say that's real important because at the end of the day, you don't really see that many highly intelligent black males. Like you always see shows like Doogie Howser and all these cats that's just highly intelligent. But for the most part, for us, in terms of some of the images that we've seen on TV growing up, you rarely see highly intelligent black men.
Right.
You understand? And that's important. I can't speak for women, but I'm saying for us, you always see the cool guy. You see the guy that's willing to do things from an unorthodox kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of our youth, they need to see that. And again, instead of waiting for these big studios like Disney to put out these stuff like Black Panther, we need, as a people, need to be more proactive at doing this stuff on our own. Right. And that's just how I feel about
Facts.
it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of it. It's the same with like rap music. The black people that are putting out the content is kind of coming from what they know. So you see things like Boys in the Hood, or you hear the rap music and all that. It's like kind of like it's like what they know, and then they put it out there. So it's almost like I guess a lot of people don't have those type of role models to put out. A black version of like Doctor Who or something like that. So I mean I think that's unfortunate, but I feel you. Yeah, we do need to start doing that. I mean, shoot, you can start that right there because you're trying to
you know me. I'm
be
trying
a director too, right?
I got some TV shows in my head. I got movies.
Matter of fact,
all that, man.
Before I forget, I would have forgot. My mom told me to tell you that this one lady, she's like filming some TV series and they need like not more just extras, but like actually talking roles.
Yeah,
so man, I'm reminding you that now.
When you guys get a chance to, this shameless plug, partner of mine, Zachary Cunningham, and I helped him co-write this film called You Better Run. It's a short. It's only like 19 minutes long, but that was like the start of something beautiful with a collaboration between him, myself, another actor, Henri Franklin, and we're getting ready to gear up to do another short called Little Church coming up real soon. So it's gonna be cool. And actually, this is budgeted, so I can't wait. I'm like excited about it.
I need a pastor, man, or something. Let me know, man. You know, I talk and do all that.
Oh, okay.
Let me do all that, man. I'll be the deacon, whatever you need, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So shout out to the light skins out there, you know, putting on. Don is captain of the light skin team, man. He putting on.
Yeah, you know
he had it up to hear what y'all
light-skinned.
saying. They soft and all that, man. He said he from
Team
Finkel, man. He
light-skinned.
got niggas, you know what I'm saying? Shoot him, run him his fade, man. That's what it is.
So, how was Black History taught to you, like in your school?
Like growing up and stuff. Or was it taught?
No, it wasn't really taught. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it was like everybody else, you know, coming up during that time, it was like Black History Month, and that's about it. You know what I'm saying? And so much so that you actually have, you know, people that are celebrated in Black History Month that, you know, cats would be like, nah, hey, this person didn't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to believe.
Wow.
But again, you know, I say all that to say that I blame not only the school system for that, but again, we as a people, let's just go back to that, you know, passing history now.
Yeah.
It is our responsibility. Listen to me. I went to a spot today. I was sitting next to a Jewish woman. Her and I got to talking, and it's just random person sitting next to me. I'm you know, for the last 3 weeks I've been doing a plant-based diet, like no meat, no eggs, no dairy, no oil, no nothing. Feeling good. And I'm sitting next to this woman, and we get to talking, and she like, yo, you know, such and such. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, I used to be at the Jewish synagogue, yada yada. She like, oh my God, I can't believe you know all this stuff. So anyway, long story short, here's the deal. And a lot of Jewish people, they taught their culture, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
From birth.
Facts.
All right, they taught how to read Hebrew, all kind of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So now, in our households, somebody put you up on Kwanzaa, and it's just like, that's you being Afrocentric. You understand what I'm saying? Which is a shitty ass word to me, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because Afro is a hairstyle, but whatever. I say all that. I say all that to say that, man, when you look at how far this country is, you know, and look at some black people birth certificate. It say everything from Negro to colored to black to Afro-American back to black. Some of them might even say nigga. You know what I'm saying? Depending on where they was born at. But I'm just saying this to say that these things have to be passed to us from generation to generation. It's not nobody else's responsibility but ours.
Facts.
Period.
And we failed as a people.
So I'm saying to you, moving forward, I personally don't like to spend too much time looking at the cup half full. You understand what I'm saying? I personally like to say, all right, bet, what's the solution to this? You know what I'm saying? Where we gonna go from here? Cause look, we can talk about the problems all day. That shit easy. So what? You know what I'm saying? When you in a relationship with a woman, she can sit up arguing with you all day. I don't like this. I don't like. Listen, let's talk about some solutions so we can move forward. And that's the only thing I'm interested in. You know what I'm saying? Because we have so much work to do. The only way we're going to get it done is if we start from, all right, where do we need to go from here in order to correct this issue? And for right now, yes, you know, as a black man, I don't want to wait until, you know what I'm saying, my child have Black History Month for her to learn about other people that look like her. You know, it saddens me that they've done studies where they've taken little black
with the dolls.
Children, and it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying, show me which one is pretty. You know what I'm saying?
I seen that.
A lot of our women, and somebody say, well, Don, that's not true. You know, listen, this is how you know something is true. All right, listen to me. When a person's words are not aligned with their behavior, they lying. So listen to me. When I see all these black women and men that say, hey, look, I love myself, but yet they're constantly doing things, their behavior mimics that of somebody who's making themselves be objectified, then are you really being true to, I love myself? Fucking stop it. No, you not. Hear me when I say that there's so many women out here nowadays that do shit for attention. It's like crazy. Like literally, we probably can get on the ground right now and probably not find a picture of a chick standing straight in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like every chick is
to the side.
To the side. I gotta show the ass.
Yeah.
I gotta show the lingerie. I gotta
Yeah.
show this. And again, listen to me. I'm not here to each his own. I would just say this much. We have a responsibility to our children and to be able to teach them some self-respect. And to me, it's almost child abuse when a parent say, you ever walked in the store, you seen a kid acting up, and you see the parent say, you know better than that, do they? You know what I'm saying? They might not, because you might not have necessarily taken the time to teach them anything different. Yeah. So they just doing some shit because that's what they know how to do, but they might not know better. You know what I'm saying?
They just get beat.
Yeah, get their ass whooped.
It's our responsibility to teach respect to one another. It's our responsibility to cultivate trust within one another, and it's our responsibility to make sure that we teach each other to especially give our women and our men a positive self-image of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Most black men, they haven't even been hugged from nobody. Man, that shit is important, dude. Touch is the very first thing that a human being experiences that makes them feel loved. Period. When you start looking at some research and data from people that have done like horrific crimes, from rape to serial killers, man, these people rarely did they play with other children, and they didn't have anybody to really, really show them some love. So they just start
That's
wilding.
fact.
Hey, that bring up like the school shooting, with that dude that just shot up all those kids in
The
Florida.
18th school shooting this year, mind you.
With an asterisk though.
Yeah, right. They say it's 18th, but it's like actually that number like kind of went down because some like a dude will go to the school parking lot and shoot himself, and they be like, "Oh, that's a school shooting."
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think that's wild. I work with abuse and neglect kids now, and I be playing with them, but I be so serious. Like, bro, do you need a hug? Like, they just be so mad. It's this little kid, bro. He like, he a good looking little kid, and he like 5 years old. And bro, he's so angry. He be ready to fight everybody, and it's like, dog, what is you so mad about? And I get, he been through some stuff. His mom was a fiend. He been in and out of foster home, stuff like that. But it's like, bro, you too young, and if this is where you spend all your energy at, you gonna literally be dead or in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I be like, man, come here, dog. Just give me a hug, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to lighten the tension up. But it's like, I actually went to school for psychology, and it was like a study on babies who got picked up a lot and babies who didn't. And the babies who didn't died because they didn't feel that love. You know what I'm saying? They need that. That's like imperative for child development.
Look at some of these other cultures, especially you see this with a lot of Middle Eastern men. They hug, they embrace, kiss each other on the side of the cheek. That ain't gay to them. Hey, this is my brother. I love you. You know what I'm saying? You my family. I love you. Nothing wrong with that. Man, our whole body language, our demeanor, our behavior, you can walk down the street, and I would love for you guys just to try this one day. See how many times, you know what I'm saying, some of our own people will give you a look of, hey, how you doing, man? A lot of times we grimming each other. It's like it's almost like by default, like, man, I don't know you, nigga.
No,
I need to
really?
grim
I think
you.
that's here though.
You know,
like, when I go to the South though, like I get way more what ups or nods.
I think it's a little bit weird, but you have some truth to that.
That
I
may
go to
be-
South a lot.
And they nod to you though. They acknowledge you as opposed to here. It's like,
No, that's
shit. I don't know that nigga.
That's the opposite. Every time maybe y'all talking about like
In the
Shrieky
hood.
in
We
Detroit.
talking about in the hood.
When
in the slumage.
when I'm walking like anywhere that's outside of Detroit, if another black person see another black person
outside of
it's
Detroit,
that-
where
yeah.
like where
Anywhere, literally anywhere. Every city that I go to, if I see another black person, then it's what up. Just like we got
y'all
connections.
actually shaking hands too.
No, we don't do that. But we'll be like, nod, like, what up? Like, matter of fact, I was at the West Bloomfield Library today, and I was walking, and this older dude was like walking, like I was going out, he was coming in, and I can see him staring at me, and then I look over him, and he just nod, and then it's like that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like in the city, like if you walk down, you know what I'm saying, you walking down Pearson, bro, and you see a nigga, it's gonna be on that tip like, nigga, I don't know you don't know me, nigga, keep walking.
Bro, it's sad. And listen to me, it's sad. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, and Aaron's asking me what's the last place I've been out the country. I had the opportunity to go to London and France for a few weeks, and being over there, and you see a lot of cats from Africa for real. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? they over there. You know, London is like New York on like times 10 on steroids. You know what I'm saying? It's just a huge global marketplace where it's a lot of business taking place, and then you go to, and then when you're in France, and they like the exact opposite. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, they drive on opposite side of the street, all that kind of stuff. When you're in France, they straight up speaking French. They don't care if you know it or not. You know what I'm saying? When you're over in London, yeah, they speak English, so you know you can pretty much get around. But I will say this, to me, after speaking to a lot of people over there, we really behind in so much stuff, dude. Like from fashion to languages, like
everybody.
These like a lot of cats speak a lot of different languages. Like that is nothing. Yeah. It's nothing for somebody from Morocco to speak, French, Moroccan, and English.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fluent.
Like or Arabic. You know what I'm
So
saying?
what they learning these in the schools?
Man, they teaching them this stuff at a very early age. Period.
Because it's the culture though. It's not just
period. It's Rego shit for them. It's Rego Tuesday stuff. And listen to me. If you look at some of the statistics behind where the United States is ranked with our education, and just in terms of, if you just take the top 3 subjects, science, reading, and math, and take the top 30 most developed countries in the world, our scores are super low. I want to say probably 10 years ago, we might have been 17th, 20, and 25 in those 3. Don't know what particular order, because I don't like to just throw silly-ass facts out there. But hear me when I say we rank really, really low with that shit. And I'll say this much to you. The way that our school system is set up over here, it really takes away from a person's creativity and your imagination. You get what I'm saying? Which is
facts.
The key to unlocking so much stuff. I was looking at some stuff they was doing with these kids in Sweden. They don't even get their kids homework, when they're a certain age. They're like, no, we want our kids to go out and play, go on the playground, get out, do A, B, and C, because that keeps their mind creative. And when your mind is creative, you're at the prime point of being a problem solver. Outside of that,
America don't want that. They want to create employees. That's why they cut all that out. You feel me? If they got people that's so talented and creative like that, ain't nobody gonna want to work in the factory. You feel me? And then so America does it in a strategic way, which is real messed up. But I feel like that's why they do that. They do that. It's purposely why they do it. They shut us down like that. It's definitely a system
that's set up for sure.
What was that question you was gonna ask me about when I went to Italy?
What did that African dude say to you about why? It was something about why he said something about you being from Ghana.
He was just the dude. But they be having like a lot of scammers in there, so I don't know how true that was. But he just approached me though. He just was saying like basically y'all need to come home. Like this is where it's at, all this stuff or whatever. But he was just saying like the problem with Americans is that we are very selfish. We don't come up off community. You know what I'm saying? It's not, we have no values, no morals, no ethics, integrity. We don't have none of that stuff, and it's just all for self. It's greed, self, all that stuff. And the reason why basically like our country in gonna fail, or the problem that they have with us is that, if somebody do try to come over to Africa or whatever to learn, or just get that knowledge anyway, they can't, because their glass is already full of basically nothingness. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be receptive of what I gotta teach you, because you already know everything. And then that's one of our other flaws, is that we think we know so much when in reality we know nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the only way for you as a human, no matter where you at on this earth, to grow, is that if you accept that you know nothing, that there's infinite intelligence out there. You know what I'm saying? If you can tap into that infinite intelligence, you know what I'm saying?
Say that 3 times.
If you can tap into that, you know what I'm saying, you will be able to actually, it'll humble you. Like, man, I don't really know nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but we even got a false sense of pride. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Aaron was talking about that today, that it's like a lot of people get killed in the city of Detroit because people got this false sense of pride that, all right, we got into it, you bumped me. I can't let nobody say you bumped me, so now I got to shoot you in your shit. Now your mama got a car.
Right.
And then, you know what I'm saying, I rock with Gucci the long way, but he said it in the song, like, I'd rather your mama cry than my mama cry. You dig? And that's really the mentality that we got, that it's like, shit, I'd rather you than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of saying that you my brother, I love you.
Right.
I'm about to embrace you. You fucked up,
Yeah.
but I got you though, because we is us.
Yeah,
But
and that message of division and stuff like that is constantly being it's messed up, but it's constantly being pushed in the music. And and the worst thing I like heard, like I was listening to that one dude YBN Namir, so I don't know, I don't remember his name, but this dude like 17, and the beat was smooth, like what he was like his flow was smooth and all that. And I started listening to the lyrics. I'm like, duh, this dude like 17 talking about killing people and stuff like that. But and that just keep on getting pushed on, and people think that's like it's cool. And I don't know, I feel like. It's just so messed up, I guess. That constant division and people thinking that shit, like they think it's cool. They think it's cool to grab a gun and play with guns and shoot people, and like laugh about it. Like that game in Chicago or something. It was like the lacking challenge. Like they would just put a gun at their friend and be like, "Oh, you lacking."
Somebody actually got shot.
Yeah. Dude got shot in the head from it.
but again, this go to how I started last year off with reading a book a month. You know what I'm saying? My goal was to read 12 books before the end of the year. And one of the books that I read last year was called The Power and Influence of a Man. And, man, that book was real good, easy read. But I can't think of it at the moment. Okay. But it's on my IG page somewhere. But anyway, one of the messages that the author spoke about was that he noticed in a lot of urban communities, the lack of an adult male presence is why we have so much of the dumb shit. Yeah. I mean, and I'm just paraphrasing it. And I'll say this much. He said, listen, in my neighborhood one day I came home and he said, I saw some kids spray painting some shit on the stop sign. He said, I immediately pulled over. I got out. You know what I'm saying? They ran off. He said one of them looked familiar. He said, but I went home. I grabbed a bucket, my ladder, pulled back up, and I started wiping the stuff off. He said, when I got there, though, another guy was already there. You know what I'm saying? Wiping the shit off. He said, then we went around to one of the young man's house. Here's my deal. In our community, we don't really have any strong black men that have enough courage to step up to some of these young dudes, say, hey, man, sit your ass down. Or, hey, what the fuck is you doing? You know what I'm saying? Hey, stop the cussing. Hey, pull your motherfucking pants up.
But could you say stop the cussing and say pull your motherfucking pants up, though?
You feel me? So I say, anyway, listen. I say all that to say this, that obviously, if we was to speak to him, definitely speak to him with some respect, but I say this. Because we lack a strong male presence, it to me is, and I agree with the author what he said. And this is a white author. I agree with him. That to me would curb so much of the silliness. I will never forget when I was coming up. It was some dudes in the hood. You didn't even walk on their grass after they cut it. Because you knew if they came out the crib and saw you just roaming around on their grass, they was going to cut into you.
And shout out to Mr. Noel, man. He used to cut into me, man, stepping on his
You get
grass.
what I'm saying? Hey, I just got finished working on my stuff. Respect me. You understand what I'm saying? Respect myself. Respect yourself. So I say all that to say that when I read this book, The Power and Influence, you know what I'm saying, of a Man, and what it meant to this particular author, I had to ask myself, I said, as I've gotten older, do we still have that? The answer is clearly no.
Right.
You'll see dudes coming in the store, dirty drawers, fingernails looking dirty. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the nasty thoughts that be messing with them dudes. But anyway,
nasty thoughts.
They dress any kind of way, smelling like, you know what I'm saying, weed. Nobody says nothing. Be on the phone. Yeah, fuck that bitch. Hey, nigga, I'll be over there in a minute. Who is it that's willing to say, hey, bro, it's some women in here, man. Can you be somewhat respectful or take that outside? Nobody's saying that no more.
That's real.
They just letting cats run wild.
That's real.
So hear me when I say, when these young men feel like they're raising themselves, they're trying to act like men, but they don't know what it means to really be a man.
Right.
And listen, a lot of it is not really their fault.
Right.
Because where are the men that created you to be able to pull you to the side and say, hey, bro, when you're around such and such, watch your mouth. Open the door, you see that woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, go next door and see if such and such need a snow shovel because you know that it's thick out there. You know what I'm saying? And she old.
Right.
We don't have that.
Yeah.
So look, I got a question. So you said it's not really their fault, and I agree with that to a certain extent. But what about when they get the age of accountability? You know what I'm saying? Like, what about all right, you 18, 19, and like for me personally, my dad wasn't in the house. You know what I'm saying? But from how my dad was, I seen I don't want to be like him. So I need to do everything he didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was something that like I take no credit for. That's all glory be to God.
Age of accountability.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like once you get to that age though, and you know right from wrong, you know. All right.
Hold on. Nah, brother.
What you saying?
It don't work that way. Life don't work that way.
What don't?
We some of the only species on the planet Earth that feel like, you know what I'm saying, as we age. Your age don't got nothing to do with your, you know what I'm saying, you maturing?
Yeah.
Nah.
Scientifically, your brain grows as you get older. Your brain, you come like as you being a 30-year-old man, you won't think like, well, I don't know how old you was.
No. How? Listen to me.
Because you're mature.
Listen to me. That's a myth. I'm a dispel that myth for you. If you take someone who, let's say we take a guy who gets in trouble when he's 10, all right, and we lock him up, and he stay locked up until he's 40. When he come out of jail, his brain didn't grow. He didn't get more mature.
I mean, it depends what he did in jail. It's not like he gonna just be there staring
That's
at
what
the
I'm
wall.
saying.
Now
Yeah,
listen to me.
Y'all
Not hearing me. I'm saying this. Sometimes we gotta look at stuff for what it is. And I say this to you to say that there's some people out here that are 40, 50, and 60
never matured.
that have never matured. And I just want to say this. With age does not come maturity. Period. And listen, with age does not come a willingness or a want to, I want to grow. You made that decision? Man, that's a beautiful thing. And I'm saying to you this, everybody don't think like that.
Facts.
And we have to be careful not to assume. A lot of people do assume like, yo, because I'm like that, nigga, you should know better. You 40, 50 years old right now. What's wrong with you? But, bro, listen to me. That's the sad part about this life. The sad part about this life is you blessed to be able to, for that light bulb to have went off in your head. And you say, man, you know what? Even though I wasn't raised like this, I want something more. I want something different with my life. So now you start walking towards that path. But hear me when I say that it's a lot of people out here, men and women, that literally, because they have another birthday, that don't mean that they're growing mentally. It don't mean they're growing spiritually. They damn sure not growing financially, and they just not maturing, period.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying, but
I'm saying that there's nothing inside of us. There's not a mechanism that goes off. I'm a bag up. I did something at the end of last year. I took a course that they want to start bringing to the school system, and it's about children who get spoke to in a punitive way. You get what I'm saying? So they basically broke it down into 4 different categories. And what this research did, and they starting to do this in California, was say that as of right now, every time you kick a kid out of school, you're creating a pipeline for him to go to jail.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because basically what you're saying is, hey, you're not welcome here. We don't want you. You know what I'm saying? You were bad. What they do, what they've learned from research is when we treat an adolescence from a punitive standpoint, that a lot of them, man, they just go left.
Yeah.
Meaning, oh, you did this, you getting kicked out of school for 10 days. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what they've been doing is doing something different. And that different thing is, oh, you got kicked out of school? Okay, bet. When you come back, we're going to have this conference, and this conference going to have the principal, your teachers, maybe a few of your friends, and instead, we're going to ask you, what can we really do to help you? What can we really do to be in your team? Now, to me, this ain't nothing but one word come to my mind. That's love. So instead of not loving this person who been bad, what they call it is the philosophy of separating the wrongdoing from the person. You get what I'm saying? Meaning this. Man, you might have done something wrong in your life, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's who you are or that's who you have to be. A lot of people feel that way. Now, I say all that simply to say that this particular different course of action is now, when they looking at some of the research, is you seeing kids that are saying, man, you actually care about me. Dang, if I don't do this, I actually might disappoint my mom or my aunt because they really want to see me successful. A lot of kids don't believe that. I say all that to simply say that because of the way that a lot of us are raised, yes, we assume, and this go back to me saying to you that same parent that say, hey, look, you 14, 15 years old, you supposed to know better. But if that parent ain't taught that kid that, they don't know better. They think that it's okay. They think that they think that behavior or whatever it is that they doing that's fucked up, they think that is normal. And I'm saying to you that this is why, from a family standpoint, from a cultural standpoint, why we have had so many bad deals in life in terms of our community, because on a grand scheme of things, we haven't been taught a lot of things. We haven't been taught the importance of, respecting each other.
But my question was
I gotta cut y'all off. We run out of time. We gotta cut it. So I gotta cut it. We gotta I know you want to rebuttal, but we gotta cut it. But end it with that fact, and then we gonna dip out.
Go for it.
Ended with that Black History.
Dre on some bullshit though. I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. Ain't nobody knocking nothing. You feel me? It was just getting live.
I feel you, but we about to hit an hour. You want to play that second half? We can't even do that because we got another show. It's another show coming in after.
Fuck that show, man. It's First Amendment, dog.
We're gonna have to bring it back.
We coming for all that. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna have to bring it back. I'm with it, but I'm just saying.
I dig. But
that's something to me, and you can make a point. That's something to me that I think a lot of, again, going back to what I was saying, I ended. When an adolescent is going through them stages, their brain is actually changing, so they really don't know what they're going through.
I was just gonna say, like, how long until it take for you to get to the edge of accountability, ability that you like? All right, well, I wasn't taught right, I wasn't learned right, I wasn't whatever, so I'm about to get out here and get it for myself. That's all I was gonna say. But for the fact,
is it age?
I believe it is. I believe that you should.
We'll find out next time.
Dre again on that, you know what I'm saying?
Man, okay.
But we got this. Shout out to Selma Burke. Selma Burke was a black woman in the Harlem Renaissance, and she was a sculptor. She actually sculpted FDR, President FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, his face or whatever, and that is the face on the dime today. A black woman did that, so. Shout out to the black woman. I ain't know that, so I'm just sharing that with y'all.
That's
Stay
dope.
black.
That's dope.
Wake up, read y'all some books. That's what it is. We out of here. Don, could you tell the people how could they follow you or keep up with what you?
It's real simple, man. Don_Snipes. Starting to dig this real minimalist thing. I'm really getting heavy into this plant-based diet kind of stuff, and I'm gonna say this again. I grew up on Finkel. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that grew up on Finkel.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. It's K2times_K2times. Follow me, shout me out, all that.
All right, Andre, Instagram, Napoleon721. All right, and we out. All right.